Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Part 4. I don't know why I should write this. I don't want to. I don't feel able. I know John would think it absurd, but I must say what I feel and think in some way. It is such a relief. But the effort is getting greater than the relief. Half the time now, I am awfully lazy and lie down ever so much. John says I mustn't lose my strength and has me take cod liver oil and lots of tonics and things, to say nothing of ale and wine and rare meat. Dear John, he loves me very dearly, and he hates to have me sick. I have tried to have a real, earnest, reasonable talk with him the other day, and to tell him how I'd wish he would let me go and make a visit to Cousin Henry and Julia. But he said I wasn't able to go, not able to stand it after I got there, and I did not make out a very good case myself, and I was crying before I'd finished. It is getting to be a great effort for me to think straight. Just this nervous weakness, I suppose. And dear John gathered me up in his arms and just carried me upstairs and laid me on the bed and sat by me and read to me till it tired my head. He said I was his darling and his comfort and all he had, and that I must take care of myself for his sake and keep well. He says no one but myself can help me out of it, and that I must use my will and self-control and not let any silly fancies run away with me. There is one comfort. The baby is well and happy and does not have to occupy this nursery with this horrid wallpaper. If we had not used it, the blessed child would have. What a fortunate escape. Why, I wouldn't have a child of mine, an impressionable little thing, live in a room for such worlds. I never thought of it before, but it is lucky that John kept me here after all. I can stand it so much easier than a baby, you see. Of course, I never mention it to them any more. I am too wise, but I keep watch of it all the same. There are things in that paper that nobody knows about but me, or ever will. Behind that outside pattern, the dim shapes get clearer every day. It is always the same shape, only very numerous. It is like a woman stooping down and creeping about behind that pattern. I don't like it a bit. I begin to think, I wish John would take me away from here. It is so hard to talk with John about my case, because he is so wise and because he loves me so. But I tried it last night. It was moonlight, and the moon shines in all around just as the sun does. I hate to see it sometimes. It creeps so slowly and always comes in by one window or another. John was asleep, and I hated to wake him, so I kept still and watched the moonlight on that undulating wallpaper till I felt creepy. The faint figure behind seemed to shake the pattern, just as if she wanted to get out. I got up softly and went to feel and see if the paper did move, and when I came back, John was awake. "What is it, little girl?" he said. "Don't go walking about like that, you'll get cold." I thought it was a good time to talk, so I told him that I was not really gaining here and that I wish he would take me away. "Why, darling," he said, "our lease will be up in 3 weeks. I can't see how to leave before. The repairs are not done at home, and I cannot possibly leave town just now. Of course, if you were in any danger, I could and would, but you really are better, dear, whether you can see it or not. I am a doctor, dear, and I know. You are gaining flesh and colour, your appetite is better. I feel really much easier about you." "I don't weigh a bit more," I said. "Nor as much. My appetite might be better in the evening when you are here, but it is worse in the morning when you are away." "Bless her little heart," he said, with a big hug. "She shall be as sick as she pleases. But now let's improve the shining hours by going to sleep and talk about it in the morning." "And you won't go away?" I asked gloomily. "Why, how can I, dear? It's only 3 weeks more, and then we'll be able to take a nice trip of a few days while Jenny is getting the house ready. Really, dear, you are getting better." "Better in body, perhaps," I began, and stopped short, for he sat up straight and looked at me with such a stern, reproachful look that I could not say another word. "My darling," said he, "I beg of you, for my sake, for our child's sake, as well as for your own, that you will never, for one instant, let that idea enter your mind. There is nothing so dangerous, so fascinating to a temperament like yours. It is a false and foolish fancy. Can you not trust me as a physician when I tell you?" So, of course, I said no more on that score, and we went to sleep before long. He thought I was asleep first, but I wasn't, and I lay there for hours trying to decide whether that front pattern and that back pattern really did move together or separate.